Welcome guys to the Legacy Cup number 2. We are in the quarterfinals of the loser bracket. The winner will get into the money and will play against Rubenstock, my team, together with ro8, TaToH and Rubenstock. We will have a best of 9, quite a long series potentially in store for us. Those are record games from yesterday evening, but I have no idea who won. I'm looking forward to this. German Day will start in 2 hours, guys. For everyone who just tuned in, we will watch through those, and we will see how this goes from here. And well, I think we should just maybe take a small look into the promo again. Oh, actually, we shouldn't. We should just jump into the game. And welcome guys, we are looking into a Berber Turk war here, and obviously in the end this goes very quickly at the start. We see RiuT starting with 4 stables, he is from 5 stables. He's playing the Turks. On the other side, his teammate Fire is playing the Berbers. They are facing Mr. Slam, the Turks, and Spring, the Berbers player. This, I believe, will be mass amount of camels early on, and then later maybe switch into some camel archers, or maybe even to some janissaries. I'm not 100% sure how this should play out here. And yeah, teams have to figure this out on their own as well. Oh, quick market here by RiuT. As you can see, he now has a lot of gold still left, although he even queued up quite a bit of camels. Now going for some castles here at the front, and should finish that house. He's getting some raids in, but without the sword. Oh, look at that duration, pulling those 2 camels away, trying to go for that villager. 1 more hit needed, and he gets it. But no biggies here. Obviously, you have a lot of camels to defend with, so we shouldn't see too many losses here. Although that villager with 5 HP is safe for now. It seems like everyone will have enough camels and will get their castles up. And I'm curious how those janissaries will perform against Berber players. And see, was this bid already next round of RTS League? Yes, indeed. Next weekend we have a lot of games of qualification to do for Battle of Africa, so we felt like, pulling them or doing them a bit earlier. Now going for a lot of CA. I don't like how little rams I'm seeing here. On the other side, camel against camel fight. No one with the big advantage at the moment. This could go on for quite some time. It's tough to break one if you do not have mass amount of rams at the moment. RiuT not really getting to those numbers because he is lacking houses. Fire has a beautiful setup here, and needs to get those markets up. Not the greatest spot for him now, because Slam did build a beautiful camera there to control that corner. Hope you play better today. Well, I only did 1 mistake. I believe the rest was pretty fine. But yeah, it was a game-ending mistake, sadly. Well, we will see. I didn't play in quite some time, and I think I will be prepared a bit more today. I'm excited for that for sure. Oh, that looks like Spring has quite a bit of army out here. Oh, let's take a look how he is getting back. He isn't going for any onagers. Maybe something you could make an argument for. Very good against the janissaries if they can close the distance. 2 shots against CAs aren't bad, and maybe something to counter those rams, because now I believe RiuT is in a solid position. On the other side, quite a bit more army for Fire as well. Numbers, RiuT is actually pretty low. There are only 24 villagers, but everyone not really above 40 here. Now the Rams doing some damage. Spring even deciding to go for cap rams against the seed rams here of RiuT. I'm not 100% sure how much I like that. And in general, do you think heavy CA is that good of a unit against Berbers? I'm not 100% sure, and as we can see, Slam is not going for them at all, but he is losing. Interesting stuff. Seems like both Tyrants at the moment from Brazil are dominating this quite nicely, pushing over here. More Rams, but at the moment RiuT falling back a bit. He is just lacking Rams. Just think about it, if he had like 10 more siege Rams, would be so much better for him. But Fire is sending some help, and some help I say. And actually it's quite a bit. Sending roughly 50 camel archers here. And that could be some troubles for Mr. Spring. Ah, Slam is coming over. Getting the double done. Oh, got it. Once here is Michael here, and Fire is sending more as well. This is a big double now at the right hand side. All 4 players in one screen with their whole armies. I like the positioning of Fire behind that castle. No real action against those camels though. Rams now coming to the front. It feels like Slam is losing quite a bit of his army as well. And this looks better and better for RiuT and Fire. Here having this pretty sweet hill. Trap maybe is going down. Let's see. This one is getting sniped over here. And Fire is controlling this hill quite beautifully. Let's take a look and see. Yeah, trying to snipe down that trap. Not doing a lot of damage. Now the Rams are coming over, and let's take a quick peek at the trade amount. That's significantly better for our 2 North Americans. But Fire's army is just incredible here. Look at that. He is popping, but he has 90 military, and the combined forces of their enemy is only at 80. So this is going to be a tough one for sure. Yeah, heavy say against Camarchus, don't they get hard countered? I believe so. And that's why I'm questioning his choice so much. Yeah, Turks have 100 HP there. But I still believe that's not really the way to go for. Rams probably the most important unit over here, so I'm a bit shocked that we see so few of them. But yeah, 4 RMers going at it, and they obviously aren't 100% sure what the best army compositions are. Obviously no one really is, because those civilizations are so new to all of us. And yeah, this is the first high level DM tournament that is happening with the expansion civilization. So do we really know how Rams work against camel archers and big masses? Well, we know that Fire is just wasting all his camel archers, and that's never a good thing no matter what expansion you're playing. At the same time, oh, some beautiful raids in here, and that's stopping the trade completely. Let's take a look. RiuT only with 4 trade cards. Why is he having so little numbers? He has enough resources to go for it, and this is equalizing quite a bit. I like that. They're all Americans, that's why I said North Americans. Fire sending more over. Simply only going for camel archers here. I think mass camel archer, ram, onager could really be a good composition. I don't really know how well camels really add up here. And those only now get cleared up. Even, yeah, threatening siege tower there. Really help out. With such a nice army, lots of kills for him. On the other side we see, yeah, obviously the Turk players with the worst numbers. Now we see Sling. Fire actually tributing RiuT, not 100% sure that's the way to go in the long run. Obviously just quickly helping out his teammate here. Makes a lot of sense. Oh, nice trade go. With Cap Rams, not 100% sure if I like that too much, but well, it happens. No, most cameras is not really finding the engagement they wanted. Or like, yeah, they just want to squeeze it into the trade. But beautiful quadruple siege shot block of So, gonna love that. Traps doing more damage. Spring losing castle after castle. Still at now 8 slow. So, that's not a problem. But the push of RiuT continues. I'm a bit surprised that we don't see a single bombard cannon. I think 3-4 bombard cannons in the back here would be so good against the onagers. Would do some guaranteed damage against the camel archers as well. Just threaten some of the castles. A bit surprising to me. Oh, and this is, well, getting walled off again. Feels like Slam should clear this up quite nicely. Fire will lose some HP, but is just running home and tries to re-engage. At the same time though, Spring not really able to defend here. He obviously could really benefit from some bombard cannon support as well. Just him doing the camel archers and some bombard cannons over here would be pretty sweet for them. For me, the volume is a bit high, and I reduced that a bit. Not hearing myself too well today. Now it's a bit better for me. Another cast going down to 7, up to 8 again. So yeah, the defense is still quite strong. But just think about it. 5 rams over here could snack down those 2 castles quite easily. And now switching back into camels here is RiuT. As I said before, I'm not 100% sure how good of the unit they are, especially if you have Berbers around that have the same upgrades, but have them cheaper. But normally want to see, yeah, Berbers go for that. I believe Turk should just go for a lot of siege and then sling, but I'm not 100% sure how this works. Maybe camels do have a bonus with other camels. Okay. Well, but still, closing down the distance. Not so nice. Spring. He's dropping quite heavily in supply. Pop 21. What is up with his resources? Lacking some gold. Did the trade rate hurt him? He's at 48 trade cards, so that's not really it. Maybe he built too many onagers. That's why he's now low on gold. Could maybe be a thing. Should maybe ask his teammate Mr. Slam. But he doesn't have too much more either. And wow, Fire now with the deadly army here with mass onagers, mass camel archers. They're controlling quite a nice area here. Maybe advancing with the traps now. Onagers could get some good shots of RiuT. Not the other RiuT. Fire. Oh god, and yeah, he is snacking quite a bit here. And Slam losing everything. Not trying to go back, but only some very wounded camels here. Oh, finally we can see the bombard cannons. I don't really see how they can engage this now. Rams do significantly less. Camel archers, look at how they are dying. Ay, 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 ay. The Rams trying to close on the distance, but that didn't happen. And RiuT now with the deadly force here. And the other side Fire is pushing as well. Just feels like both of them are winning their sides quite nicely now. And that's what I said with the 5 rams over here. Just think about 8 bombard cannons. Do the same job. Now advancing quite strategically. Gonna love that patient play by RiuT. Now the micro should be real. Maybe overextending a bit. Looking the further back castle there wasn't the best idea. Maybe should have focused on them one by one. Slapping down the traps. Beautiful job here by our 2 Brazilians. And they are still in, yeah, pretty dominant position here. Slam and Spring struggling to get onto Pop. Both at 170, 180. And the 2 players here in the green and yellow. Obviously at Pop limits. Camels now trying to take another engagement. Camel archers doing quite a reasonable job. Onagers didn't get the shots off they did last time. Therefore Fire needs to retreat. But sending over more camel archers from the other side. But that leaves RiuT somewhat exposed. But only somewhat. Not the end. Oh, those bomber cannons are pretty open now. Needs to get microed pretty well. Maybe some Janissaries against the potential camera ratings. And bomber cannons more in the front. Would really help out. Maybe even some bomber cannons at the other side. To get the nice double this time Fire, the only one providing constant double at the other side. Well, Slab having some siege workshops, producing some over there as well, but problem is Spring simply does not have the numbers at the moment. What is going on? He has enough resources. He should be having all those castles running, but now he's going down to 4 castles, so that might be a thing. And that's what I said before, how many castles he lost. He still had pretty high numbers, but losing another 3 here against the bombard cannons really hurt him, and he is not getting onto the pop he wants to get to. And now going for heavy scorpions against the Turk? I'm not 100% sure if that's a real thing. Okay. That's called interesting. The Civ might take ages to finish. I believe this game will end in less than 10 minutes. Another castle going down to 3 castles now. Army difference is enormous. Spring just only having 27, that's a big problem. Oh, Ramgo, beautiful team play now here. RiuT, you did send quite a bit of stuff over to the other side. That's quite surprising to me. And that's another nice kill here. Archers are retreating. Maybe get a base over here. The left hand side, exactly what I wanted to see. Uh-oh, but that will get shut down quite fast, I'd say. Not a lot of protection over here. Kellan is now trying to come over, but I'm not sure if this castle will be saved. Only 5 camels out. This could be a close one. I'd say this will be saved, yeah. 1k HP, 400 HP, 500 HP, 100, 200 HP, 60! Oh god, it goes down in the end. I thought he could do it, but yeah. A lot of camels also doing damage uphill there. Maybe he should have closed the distance a bit more and then focused them down. Villagers maybe block a bit more, but he did see it too late in the end. Nice kill there by Slam, buying himself a bit more time. And oh, my 10-minute prediction will be super wrong, as it seems here, because RiuT is not getting onto a lot of stuff here. Killing quite a bit of traps. That's pretty sweet for him. But the most important thing is that Fire's push didn't really continue to kill here, but now this forward base, it's going to be tough to get stopped. Would love to see 2 siege workshops of RiuT behind here, get some bombard cannons out. And if he has like 5 bombard cannons on that hill, protected by the castles and the camel archers, it will get super tricky for Slam to defend. And we're only 1 screen away from the trade. Those camel archers would be so deadly if they once hit the trade. Trade amount for Spring 84. I believe that's too much. Oh, that's actually open over here. Now trying to get a blacksmith done. Traps out on it just coming over, so maybe cutting the trees is an option. Slam. 140 military, 76 for fire, so maybe he can make something happen. And slinging quite a bit to RiuT. Who's struggling quite a bit here. That's what we said. Berbers seem to be a bit of a stronger civilization, but Turks can play this pretty tricky. And that's something that RiuT is doing right now, trying to buy himself some more time. I believe he should focus down the rams a bit more, maybe build some more rams of his own, and that's what he is doing exactly now. Let's take a look. The focus on those, he is holding this, but the traps will kill it eventually there. At the same time though, Fire is moving in. Slam has no defense. He at the moment only has, oh yes, 60 military, so maybe he can clear this up, but this will be quite a bit of trade loss. But as we said before, that actually could benefit Spring, because he has too much trade anyways. Oh god, that's quite a bit of trade cards going down here. I'd say Slam will kill this eventually. But Fire should just regroup, send in more and more, and should just keep up the pressure. I love that defensive cast here by Spring. will help out in those areas, but actually not hitting all the camel archers. And we are losing, well, I would say 45 trade cards went down there. Now another cast. I don't like that positioning too much. We'll bump into each other quite a bit, but it seems like Spring is only trading with that market anyways. I mean, you should never do, you should always split that. But Spring, now distracted at the other side, means that RiuT can continue with his push, and that's a lot of resources invested there by RiuT, but absolutely worth it. At the same time, that castle is not going up, fire is still in here, and population you can see 100 and 125. This is the GG. And we'll have the first win here for RiuT and Fire in the books. Great job by them. Fire is so active. I believe Slam didn't play this too poorly, but Spring should have done more damage against RiuT. So I mean, I'm super sad that we've never seen it. Just some raids. Why did we never see Spring sending in 40 camel archers into the trade? Somewhere over here, somewhere over here. This trade was so unprotected at so many places. Could absolutely have been worth it. And yeah, this is the 1-0. In this best of 9 series, so whoever gets 5 wins first going to win the whole series and advances into the top 6 and the prize money. If that was a drinking game, you would be 100% sure screwed. What? Security by fire, Slam, not so much. I honestly feel camels, not really the thing. What can he do? Still not at 100%. Thank you so much. Yeah, Voodoo, I know what you wanted to say there, but I intentionally didn't read the nod. Okay, game number 2 is Golden Crater, and we pick different Age of Empires, the Conqueror civilizations. So none of the latest 3 expansions. This is going to be an interesting one, and I'd say we just jump into game number 2 here and see what they are going to pick. We have RiuT playing the Huns, giving his teammate a faster stable, and obviously doesn't need to build houses. His teammate in this case is Fire, going for the Saracens, so should be able to do a lot of camels. Spring playing his Huns, going for the early market, so will have quite a strong push, and his teammate will be Slam, and he will get lots of camels out. Let's see how this is going to be played out here. Huns against Huns, left hand side. Franks against Saracens, right hand side. Most important thing for Slam is that he adds lots of barracks here. I'd love to see 5-6 barracks, and that he really goes big on that Harbury account as well. Nili, shouldn't Turks go for mass bombard cannons there? Yes, that was in. Can kill those clumped camel archers to protect some heavy camel archers. Yeah, that's what I said. Goth and Huns? No, Goth not really. You have to think about Goth are losing their treadmill crane. So did Huns, but the team bonus of Huns is still pretty strong. And Goth, not that great to get early kills, but obviously they're pretty good on the settings, because yeah, we are fighting for the big gold spots in the middle here, and Goth can work quite well even without gold. I recently saw you co-casting T90. I told myself I won't follow any other streamers because I don't have much time, but you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Viva T90. Yeah, big double over at the right hand side, or left hand side. Slam came over from the right hand side, is what I wanted to say. That's a lot of production. Look at that. That's 6 stable, 6 barracks, and 7 archery ranges. So quite a bit of production here by RiuT. He's now going for the siege workshops as well. And Slam, he will have some troubles against Fire, who didn't get punished quite heavily. He is up to 11 villagers. Slam didn't lose a lot either, but that will be 4 castles up, has a siege workshop. And what can a Frank player then really do? And yeah, Halberdiers simply too late. Is this live? No. Those are recorded games from yesterday evening. I believe they played like 3 GMT or something, so I'm pretty sure no one really streamed those. Hey, does anyone know if you can play Boa maps on HD? I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Oh, Robo says no? Okay, I didn't know that. Thought you could change them, switch them around quite a bit. Did I just see a trade card here? Look at that! Spring already starting the trade. Actually, yes, 2 trade cards already out. Now that's something pretty strong. But yeah, he lost a lot of villagers here, going down to 5 now. Didn't even finish all his production yet. And now we have a big push of RiuT. Look at that, a whooping pop 170 against Spring, who's only at 90 at the moment, 6 villagers. That will be very tough for him. RiuT can maybe win this side. On the other side, Slam. Not the amount of Halberdiers I want to see, and now the double even could go to the left hand side, and Spring is in a world of trouble. Now deleting this market. Big troubles for Spring here. Slam is forcing the engagement over here now. Trap downhill, he's putting his army at the top to not fight uphill. And therefore, sniping the trap was pretty easy for Fire, who's building another castle, sending more army to the left-hand side, and Spring just in a pickle. Pop 100 for him, 170 for RiuT, and he is just ruffle stomping him. 142 army against 90. 90 army isn't bad, but he is fighting pretty much at the front of your base. Not on gold yet is Mr. Spring. No control over the middle for him, and as you can see, the 2 Brazilians already controlling that area quite nicely. And in the long run, obviously, the Saracens, the dominating civilization of that. Slam knows how bad it looks over for Spring. That's why he's sending over some paladins, but they are getting intercepted from Mass Mameluke, Mass Camel. So that's going to be really tough for him. Spring was trying to send something over, but in the end, Slam couldn't pressure Fire a lot, and this is quite a reasonably long distance, so the very fast civilizations maybe didn't really pay off for them. And Spring getting doubled quite heavily, losing so many villagers, then didn't really get into production, and RiuT just played a very aggressive game here without the market. And look at that, I can make castle disappear. Pop, 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 pop. Okay, and yeah, Slam a bit late with his double to help out, lots of Halberdiers and Scorpions. In the end, maybe it's a good composition, but no control over the middle did end the game for them. 2-0, and that was a quick game. Slam didn't really know where to put his army. Mr. TaToH in for 11 months already.
Nili hype, Nili hype, Nili hype.
Spring got the market, that's why it's so much gold, but the others, even without having the market, not solid in that as well. Will you cast it if Viper and/or Jordan play against Rocket Beans TV? Not sure if I'm allowed at that. If I'm invited into the studio, I'd obviously go, but I won't like cast the game from my home because they play against each other. Thank you so much, Robo, for helping out here. Game number 3, Team Island, Teutons and Free Pick. Oh god, this could be a horrible game. I really regret putting those on. but it would have been worse. Teutons and Team Random. Teutons, remember, have 13 range on their castles, so you needed Civilization number 2 that has elite cannon galleons to not lose the game. So we could see Koreans, but I think Spanish might be better here. Just because how you defend against Teuton castles. But I'm not sure how well does the Teuton castle perform against like 10 turtle ships? I'm not sure. Turks? Well, Turks are too slow at the start, I believe. Turks are nice against the castles, but... I'm really curious. Teutons have heavy demos, so they are not that bad against Koreans, I guess. Vikings? Oh, Vikings are super bad. They don't have shipwright, so the ships produce significantly slower. That's 6 for sure. Well, that 6 you are guaranteed to not win the game. You can only play for a draw. Because you cannot kill a castle. Hey guys, then let's jump into game number 3. Team Island. We have Teutons plus a free picked civilization. We will see what they went for. This could be an interesting one. Could be a big screw up with the Civ. Likely that they will pick a strong one. And we will see Saracens. And what are we? What? Wait. What are the settings again? Teutons and free pick. Okay. So we have Saracens and Teutons against Teutons and Portuguese. What the fuck? Okay, I believe they picked very, very bad civilizations. But, well, we will see. Front dogs for fire, same for RiuT. And on the other side we see front dogs for slam and back dogs for spring. I believe this should be a very short game. And yeah. I think Slam alone shouldn't hold against 2 on the middle, and Slam will have big troubles coming over there. I'm not even sure why he didn't go to the front. Oh god, this is such a horrible start. And well, this won't be a restart either. What are they doing? Okay, this will be a very tough game for me, where I need to learn how to cast professionally without insulting players. So that's the goal of this game for me now. Okay. He's shooting, he has villagers working. And now fire coming over as he should. And that puts Slam obviously in a world of pain. Oh god, Spring only going demos at the side. What is this? What is this over here? This is so unconventional. Creative. Never seen before. Well, how else can I call it? Well, maybe he wanted to masterpiece. And now front dogs. Questionable choice. Okay. So I think it's questionable to keep the Hasa still alive. I think it's questionable to go heavy demos. I think it's questionable that he built so many dogs in the back. I think it's questionable that he has mass idle villagers in his castle. I think it's questionable that he's still not on gold and didn't build any TCs at the woodline either. I think it's questionable that they picked Portuguese. I think it's questionable that they picked Saracens. Okay. Let's take a look. I think Spring could be out of wood here. 75 wood, and he doesn't have a single TC at the wood. Questionable. Oh god, and no gold income. And not queuing up villagers out of 1 TC or 2 TCs. Very questionable. And the other side, RiuT going for quite a nice dominant performance over here against Slam, who's now trying to get castle up there at the front. With Kellan Gans already out and yeah, mass Gallants around. Somewhat questionable. At the end, students and free pick was amazing. It was more entertaining than I feared, yeah. That's true. Okay, building lumber camps. Well, that's quite a solid production. RiuT whooping 155. Oh, and that's a nice landing here. Mamelukes and traps already out, and he will snag those castles down so easily. I'm not even sure if that castle might not even be in range. Rest in pepperonis. So Nili like. That's true. I have to give you the whole Nili experience. So not looking too great for Mr. Slam here, and we will continue with this game. Populations looks just whopping for RiuT here. 170 for him. Slam at 50. Not looking too great. Let's continue this one. Losing lots of villagers and Slam just GGing. And yeah, that was it. The landing instantly killed everything. A 10-minute Team Islands game. Something we don't see too often. And that was, well, somewhat dominant, I would say. First rate streamer, third internet. First world streamer, you mean? Third world internet or something? Seems legit. Well, RiuT with a way better start there. I don't think that they picked the right civilizations, but happens. At least they didn't run out of wood, so that was one of the more entertaining ones for sure. Achievements. Slam never got into any good engagements here. Quite sadly for him. Lost a lot of buildings. Military, a largest army. Look at that, 134 to 34. Quite a tough one. Let's take a look. Wood. Spring, only 1k. Aye, aye, aye. Ah, first one. Ay, ay, ay. So those tis were really interesting. Not taking wood and backdogs full demos didn't work, I can't believe it. Ay, 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 ay. Okay, not the greatest internet. I believe my internet is fine. I just don't have a strong connection to Twitch servers. That's at least what I feel, because I never have any drops when I play. I don't stream. Field, Badman. Okay, let's take a look. What are the settings for game number 4? At the moment, RiuT and Fire. Quite in a dominant position here. Green Arabia, Italians and Franks. Ooh. Italians should have huge problems at the start to survive, but if they once get onto like 60 Genoese crossbowmen, like 10 paladins in front, that should be quite a deadly force. Maybe Franks even needs to go onto siege land. Huh! Another mastermind of civilization setup there. 3-0 already. I want a longer series. Sorry. Done. But that's the M world for you. Sometimes you can have some 2-hour games. Sometimes, I believe, Rubenstock against Viper and TaToH, we had one 6-minute game, right? Like 6 minutes 40 on Golden Crater game. I believe so. Yeah, and we already saw some other like under 10-minute games. This one was 10 minutes now as well. And the weird one. Okay, guys, then let's jump into game number 4. Franks and Italians. An interesting composition for sure. Let's take a look how they're starting. We have RiuT going with the Franks against Slam's Franks, who I believe is even an old school Franks player. I remember correctly. No, that was Mentalist. Okay, so we'll take that back. And we have Spring playing the Italians. So that will be a total mirror and the interesting composition of what the armies you need to go for if you're Italians and Franks, and what you need to go for if you're Franks and against Italians. Yeah, those questions won't be raised in this game for now. We will see Italian champions against Italian condos here in the south. At the top, obviously, mass amount of stables, mass amount of paladin, and maybe some barracks at it. And that's quite a bit of stables here as well. Are you still in the tournament? Sadly didn't see with the Tyrant. Exclamation mark YouTube could help you to see the VODs against Tyrant, and exclamation mark TLC2 could provide you with the brackets, but could include the spoiler of the series, so not 100% sure if you should do that now. But yeah, we're still in the tournament and we are playing against the winner of this series, so I'm taking good look into how they're playing and pointing out every single mistake so that I will boost my confidence for the upcoming series. But in the end, after the last game, we'll say how well they played, what an amazing team, and that everyone in the world could very easily lose to them to, maybe let us not look too poorly if we lose in the end. Big doubles over here. Why is Slam retreating? That's not 100%. I'm not sure if you should really do that. Some deceptions over here. Nice hill control. And fire only at pop 30. So some problems for him. And we have Spring with quite a nice push. Maybe the champion push there wasn't really the best thing ever. Or champion defense. But has a lot of castles up. I think he should go into more siege workshops though. And that's, how is he thinking that that castle will ever go up? He's popped 28. Has like close to 70 army in his face. And thinks that that castle will go up. And he's not getting punished for it. And what is Spring building? What the? Well, questionable. Okay, now the big double of RiuT over here though. And therefore Spring not really having the best stuff. Nice team in those Arbalests obviously helping out somewhat. At the same time, RiuT holding at home with quite a solid population. Fire is stabilizing, but RiuT is losing quite a lot of resources. And this castle could maybe go up. And those markets, could someone explain me those markets please? Looks so weird. Ay, ay, ay. Okay. Slam now in a solid position here against RiuT, I would say. Should take control of the hill. Not a lot of X-Men out from him. That's a bit weird to me. And yeah, that castle in the end was stopped, but well, ballsy attempt. Could have paid off. What? One market worse than the other. So weird. Is it better to go for condos over champions into production speed, or was it some other mistakes. Well, condos are produced faster and they are also moving faster. So if you want to raid and want to create some map control, I believe they are the go-to unit here over the champions at the start. And then later, I don't think that any of the two should really be built anyways. Uh-oh, and those Genoese crossbowmen now obviously super good at the side where we can still see some paladins out. And they aren't doing anything. Uh-oh, Spring sending over some villagers. That was probably to build some siege workshop, or it was Spring planning here, I'm not 100% sure. But those are all dying. Questionable. What is he? What? Spring? Did he play drunk again? Okay. Got a lot of that hill control though. And Spring and Slam, they have the numbers. I believe they're only lacking siege at the moment. Otherwise they could push here. We're not getting that castle up. Now he's doing somewhat of it. And still no control at the north though. No trade at all for the two Brazilians here. And losing some traps. That's pretty sweet for Mr. Slam. Quite a lot of raids, and that's some sweet kills. If he gets half of those paladins out alive, that was pretty nice by him. Well, he goes for the fight. Oh, and Orange is out now. This could get interesting. If they take the engagement, I believe they can take the hills, still some villagers. Getting that castle up though. And that's a pretty nice force here by Fire. To counter for sure. Oh, and that's a big go. Onager should do the damage against those Genoese crossmen. Indeed, big flattening shots. Another round, big shots. This was so well done. Such a nice move here by Slam, but not taking care at all with either RiuT or Fire. No communication there at all, and taking that hill. Not enough traps to really control this, but that was pretty beautiful. And at the other side now, no Genoese crossmen over here. I can count like 5 or 6. So Slam will go over here and will clean this up quite easily if he's not eating the biggest shots ever, and he's not. So that is a beautiful team play. As you can see, Spring helping out in the north, Slam helping out over here. I'm surprised that RiuT and Fire actually leading in this game, but they have no real corner control here. Slam still somewhat active. Well, we see some raids of RiuT, that's pretty sweet. But if they push over here, they control this hill as well. This is looking good, finally, for Spring and Slam. Slam versus 3. Ay, 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 ay. Oh, Gaza. Okay. Malikan, that's Onager. Slam now going for the cat ram Franco here. Quite interesting to see that. He's at pop 170, Spring at pop 200. Fire and RiuT in the 120s, so that's not looking too great for them. Still quite far away from getting onto the eco they want, but I have to remember Spring has a lot of weak units here. Some Arbalists, some Pikemen, not really the units you want to see in the late Imperial Age here in a deathmatch game. But just feels like Slam is in very good control and attacking this quite well. So gonna love that for sure. Getting up his numbers. Fire holding over here, and feels like Slam could get a W for them. No traps though. Where are all the traps? Ay, ay, ay. Okay, the towers in the end actually even killed that castle. That's a lot of paladins now trying to go for the trade go. No, he thinks better of it and is going back. Nice control of that hill with the castles now. And yeah, I would love to see just 15 generous crossbowmen behind here by Spring. Oh, trying to go for the sneak around here. Spring did axe those, telling him, oh, maybe you make a go. Maybe you try to tear down that house. But, well, is it really too important? If they just break this area, they will win it anyways. But it's now going for the trade. Brazilian straight super low. Yeah, they struggled quite a bit to set it up because Slam had the spot where he could control this corner quite nicely. Because RiuT was in the south. Because Spring was pushing so nice. Because Fire just screwed up his start. Because he didn't build enough condos. Because probably didn't know how good they were. Because he didn't prepare well enough. Because he doesn't care. They're always playing without bombered cannons. Without bomber towers, please. And without walls in this tournament to avoid some situations where, yeah, it's too easy to wall, too easy to get into a very stalemate situation. Oh, some scorpions in the back even. Some damage, and yeah, seems like that tournament is where everyone is really finding out how good scorpions are. Fire trying to send some Dennis crossbowmen over to do quite a solid damage here from behind, but this looks very good for Slam and Spring to push this further. I'm not sure if I really like those hand cannons. I'm not really sure if I like those keeps they have. Well, this arrow slit. Oh, Fire! Here he is! Hello! I only said nice things about you and all your civilization picks. Much love. Bring a lot of condos here. Take a look how he's trying to engage this. He's going for the trade go. RiuT is getting another defensive castle up and more keeps. So Spring is trying to return the favor from the games against us there. Slam pushing quite nicely, but now a lot of paladins here by RiuT. Fire helping out quite nicely as well. Only losing good words for him now. No, he's listening. Kind of stabilizing. RiuT and Fire now both with the basically pop limit. It is still only one screen away from the trade. Seems like the Brazilians did stabilize here. But still, very open area. Some farmers could die quite easily. That castle will go down for sure. And still the pressure from Slam and Spring into the face of RiuT and Fire here. The production continues. Still question how good it is to go for Cav Archers or Pikemen here. Even condos I'm not 100% sure. I think generally crossbowmen, Mass Paladin, maybe some Scorpions, maybe some Onagers could be enough here. Oh, and another engagement. Slam is microing this back quite nicely. Yeah, keeping the Scorpion very active, shooting quite a bit, and giving them in the back as well. Don't allow that. That castle will most likely go down though, and Slam has some troubles with some engagements over here, but that's just some small pokes, so not really doing too much. Our Slam boy playing in this game, amazing. Oh, bomber cannons now from this side. Obviously Italians pretty good with those. And fire is sending enough help. Are they holding this? This felt like this could have been over, but desperately the castle was going up. All the doubles over here, and Slam now losing his scorpions. It isn't looking great for them anymore. Slam only at pop 150. Onagers getting reasonable shots off against those. But why is Spring building Onagers for Slam? But he doesn't have siege engineers either. Oh, some Conditeros now running through, but they got quite some castle shots in their face. Let's take a look at the markets. Still those markets here for Spring, and that's... I cannot describe how bad that is. Like... Ay, ay, ay. They're losing a lot of ground now. Let's take a look at Slam's resources. Oh, absolutely at the limit here. And let's take a look at his eco. 35 farmers only. 2 on gold. 60 trade cards makes a lot of sense. But yeah, I would love to see some more lumberjacks there for sure as well. Just push his eco a bit more. Or 75. Trade cards, maybe 68 by Spring is way too much for Terrans again, I believe. And just... I don't even want to show it. And he's even going for more. 72 trade cards now. And reclaiming this hill is Mr. RiuT. I've seen like 4 different castles on that hill. Always switching around. Quite a nice stuff. Gonna love how well fire is supporting here, and Spring just adding condos against Paladin, Genoese Crossbowman. I'm not sure if I like this too much. Not seeing enough bombard cannons. Obviously that's something. Could see Spring going for. I believe he has 1 less range, right? Taking a reasonable engagement here. Not a lot of paladins here. That's why the Genoese Crossbowmen are retreating, trying to get away from those bugging out onagers. Are they getting the good shots in from before? Not really. They're getting beautifully sniped down here by RiuT, and they are pushing this quite nicely. There's production. Some condos running through the middle here. Take a look. Where are we having all those resources? All that military. That's so weird. How he's having those all spread around instead of just having 1 flock of Genoese Crossbowmen. Something that fire is doing just beautifully here. And look at the KD of fire. 750 to 450. Quite impressive here. And Slam with the Franks. 600 to 800. Something I didn't expect to see. Oh, next attack could be around the corner. Now trying to maybe go for another trade goal. With some rams, but that's a lot of castles. Yes, somewhat blocking the trade, but it's also fine. Genoese Genoese Conditeros. Coming in here. Fire just desperately building the castle up. Let's take a look. Spring. Oh, doing this quite nicely, getting some damage done, but well, the damage output simply isn't that great. Just think about it. If that was like 20 paladins, they would get in so much better. Oh, some nice trap movements here. And I believe this is better numbers for Slam at the front of Paladins. But the Genoese Crossbowmen, they're on the hill just doing so much damage. And what a beautiful, beautiful play here by Fire, helping out RiuT so much. He was just sitting at the front, and Fire is doing so much killing here. I really would love to see his statistics now, like dealt damage. With this received damage, because that has to be just enormously great for Fire. How much damage he's always doing from the back here. Walls are not allowed, but you can wall with houses. Yes, you can. It's just so much tougher and so much weaker. So that's what everyone feels is fair. Actually, like walls are fair as well, but They're not very entertaining. On the hill now, fire with the support of the bombard cannons. 165 only by RiuT. Not taking a lot of paladins out at the moment. 29 military only for him. On the other side, look at that, 75 and 72 trade cuts. That is too much. Spring, 1k gold. How is he getting all this gold on the map? That's so confusing. Oh, one into shots here. And this looks good for Slam again. I think if I just had the camera on that hill from the start of the game, we probably had like 3 or 4 minute downtime where units weren't dying here. That seems to be the key hill of this game, and every time someone is controlling this one, it's going quite nicely into their direction until the other team is grouping up and trying to push them off. And that's something the teams managed to do for now. Uh-oh, and now Slam with a sneaky attack into the trade, and that's another trade cut that could die. Let's take a look. 60 and 54, and they are blocking this quite heavily, but I think he doesn't have those paladins on defensive stand ground, at least how far they are following here. It's quite a bit, and the push of Spring now continues. Fire sending in over more and more. And this seems like it is getting cleared up. Trade cut went down, I would say roughly 40. So that were solid losses for sure. But 44 and 40 for RiuT is something you can absolutely work with and can start your rebuild. But we still have some paladins over here, and that's something I completely missed. We still have traps working on those castles as well. Well, quite a solid job here. And now we are dropping into the crucial numbers where it's getting tougher. And we have 30 now only, and oh, those paladins really want to get that farm, as it seems. And yeah, they're getting the job done. So great job killing that farm. And trap is saved. No. But more paladins can go into the trade here. And suddenly we're at 40 and 30. Still compared to the combined over 150 here by our RiuT sisters. Continuing with the go. Now that's one of the more situations where kind of terrorists could really help out. And well, there's no army left here. RiuT at the moment at, well, still 50 military. Where are those then? Now paladins are getting sent in. Coniteros still at the front. Genius crossman here in the back, and they are doing quite a nice job. 3 traps out will get that castle quite easily. Coniteros over here, and well, it's now castle after castle going down. Let's take a look how they're doing this. I don't see any other trade rates in the minimap, so this is the crucial part of this game. RiuT at the moment, pop 130, maybe lacking some gold. Let's take a look at his resources. Only 700 gold for him. Fire now desperately sending over all his army, sniping down those paladins quite nicely, but it is not enough. RiuT is not getting onto the population. And finally, Slam and Spring, although they were behind in score, are putting themselves up on the scoreboard. Very interesting game here. It all came down to a decision very early on. Fire having some troubles over here, and RiuT helping the south. And then Slam had always pressure points, was able to go in here, was able to put some pressure over here. We had some raids in the middle here. Beautiful, beautiful job. And yeah, still fighting for their tournament lives. It's Seasmand. Fire's efficiency there on the second row. That's so good, but Slam just went mad. Just raided every single spot. Trade amount in the end. So much better for Spring and Slam. Just think about it. If Spring built better marks, that could have been a solid 10k more as well. With the most OP condos, Malians or Vikings? I'd say Malians. You could also think about Burmese. Just 3 attack. Japanese aren't that bad either. It's Monday but English? Yeah, but German Day will start after the series ends, guys. It will start after the series ends. Chill. Slav infantry is the strongest in big masses. English Monday. Liambai. I was going by train the other day, and there was a poster of a missed guy, a Scots guy who came to Hamburg and suddenly went missing, and his name was Liam as well, and I just thought like, Liam, bye. Well, moving on. Atacama Captain's Mode will be our next map. Okay guys, we all know Atacama. Oh wait. We have Captain's Mode. Guys, it's Captain's Mode time. What am I doing here? What am I doing here? So, how Captain's Mode works. We have one global ban first by each team. Left hand side is RiuT and Fire, right hand side is Spring. Then we have one pick. Then we have one global ban, then one personal ban, then one pick each, and then two more personal bans, and ending it with another pick. And we are playing Atacama, so potentially very short distances. RiuT and Fire banning hunts. Spring and Slam banning Goth, so that those cannot be picked at all by any team anymore. Mongols as an individual ban. That's interesting. And Slavs as an individual ban. Oh la la. Uh-huh. Mongols, that's interesting. Yeah, Franks are still up for grabs, Khmer up for grabs. Okay, they went for Khmer. So now you have to think, okay, what civilizations are good with Khmer? You want to get them. What civilizations are good against Khmer? You want to ban them. Mongols are kind of good on Atacama. No. They die instantly on short distance. Time for some more banning. So Berbers are banned. Burmese are banned. Why do you ban Burmese here? Are you fearing Khmer and Burmese? Spanish ban. That's something I can understand. Khmer, the Scorps are OP and the Elephants are strong. And Franks are banned. Okay, so it isn't unlikely that we will see, well, Spring and why haven't we seen Slavs banned yet? Spring and Slam can still go for Slavs, and RiuT and Fire can go for Spanish, Mongols, Berbers, obviously. They're going for Magyars. What? Team bonus. Foot archers. Not skirmishers have +2 line of sights. Probably one of the most underappreciated team bonus of all time. Well, that should be an easy win. Okay, so we have Magyar Khmer against Slav Khmer. This has to be a one-sided game. Okay, guys. Then let's jump into game number 5 here. We are looking at the player in the yellow trunks. It is RiuT playing his Magyars. His teammate is Fire over here, who is playing the Khmer and facing the Slavs. So it will be somewhat okay from the matchup perspective here, I'd say. And we don't have the Khmer war at one side. And Slam building mass barracks as you love to, and siege workshop building way too many houses here. Not thinking about that, he doesn't need to build them. On the other side we have, well, some houses as well, also too many by Spring. And well, so they're kind of throwing their advantage out of the window. RiuT now going for the market, and he's going for quite a bit of paladins, and he's getting quite a bit of villager kills here. What is Spring doing? Now going down to 2 villagers. Well, maybe yeah, that's a way how you can throw your civ advantage. And more elephants coming over now. He is in a world of pain. Those villagers at the front there. This villager will go down as well, and this will put him down to 1 single villager here at the 3-minute mark. That's obviously a horrible situation to be in. At the same time, Slam is coming to the front, but Fire will probably have his 2 castles up, so those halberdiers won't do too much. Where are the traps? Where are the ramps? No real aggression at the same time. Oh, 2 villagers. That will be very, very slow eco development. And the big problem, obviously, is if you don't get enough farms out, if your partner maybe cannot really sling you a lot, then your food will run out dry quite quickly. Now going for a lot of CA as well. They could obviously provide some more damage. Maybe can snipe some more villagers down. And Spring now trying to go for a TC at the front. Those are some troubles. Pop 50 for him, but another double coming over at the same time. Slam not really doing the biggest amount of pressure here. Was very slow with his castles, if you ask me. Is pretty fast on gold, is already setting up the trade, but is that really the most important thing? Okay, Spring seems to be stabilizing. He still had all his stables up, and that's why he can go into his normal production. RiuT not going for a single halberdier. What are we witnessing here? What does he think? He killed all the villagers, so he only needs to fight off elephants, and he is trying to do that with CA and paladins. Well, not 100% sure if that's a real thing. And this looks pretty good for Spring and Slam all of a sudden. And yeah, this army composition is pretty nice as well. Would love to see some more help against the bombard cannons here. And yeah, just think about, like, rams would just instantly end this game here. Slam now with a whooping 110 military, but is he doing anything with this? Not really. Not really. And at the same time, that gives RiuT the chance to survive, but he is still in quite a pickle. Pop 50 for him. Now finally switching into some halberdiers. Is building 5 barracks. Still no trade running, and he has no gold income at all as well. Very exposed here, and this looks rather good for Spring. At the same time, halberdiers are doing what they are kind of, well, they kind of need to do now. Fire at the moment has 0 military over here. I think this looks very good for Slam and Spring. This is just too many traps. Halberdiers did sacrifice their lives, did get a lot of bombard cannons. Spring is stopped for now though, so that's kind of nice, but no scorpions at all. Am I hearing some? No, that's still only the village elephants. Slam, if he only built 5 rams, that could finish everything. RiuT now has quite a bit of CA out, finally adding some harbors at the front, and Spring just sending an elephant after elephant without really killing anything. RiuT not building enough houses, trying to get some control over here, not really having any market there. Look at those market out Spring again. Why? Why? What is this? Oh god. Another castle going down and fire. In quite a bit of ground. Not trying to build new stability in the back, but he should have a very low food eco for sure. RiuT now nice amount of CA. But what can CA Halberdier really do if we get into mass Scorpion, mass Bad Elephant? I think they won't do too much. Oof, okay. Continuing with the hold here is Spring. To get that castle up, he is now at 56 villagers. RiuT only at 25, so he really did a poor job of booming back, keeping his villagers alive. But had also some very bad gold spots, so I can understand the reasoning behind that. Take a look at Spring's resources. Absolutely at the limit when it comes to food, and not a lot of farms out for him. Fire! Now going for the Ballista Elephant trade rate. Something we don't see too often here. And well, let's take a look at Slam's food eco. He has nothing left as well. Going for quite a bit of boyars. And Fire actually going for light calf? This guy has some luxury. Oh god, are they bad against trade cards? Look at how many trade cards are still going through. Oh, that's why you haven't heard of this too often. Fighting for that corner. RiuT. Setting up the trade, now coming over with a lot of CA. But what will those CA do against heavy Scorpions? Whoa! Eat one volley and then fall back. That's what they're doing. I love the defense of Fire here. How well he played this. Going over to the left hand side. And yeah, still didn't die completely. That was pretty well done. But mainly because Slam just didn't really commit with all his rams there. He only went for some rams. It could have been too much better. But I can see the reasoning why he didn't go for rams. If he feels like, okay, I'm facing off mass battle elephants. Oh god, there's a lot of Scorpions going down here. Look at that. Oh god, Slam now going for the splits. But, well, where's all his army out of a sudden? He had 110 army and now he's looking at 40. Halberdier is now at the front going down. And this looks suddenly somewhat solid for RiuT and Fire here. Are Ballista Elephants any good? I don't think so. Sadly. Because when Rise of Rajas was announced, they were my favorite unit. But I haven't really seen them perform too well. Stabilized over here, Spring going for quite a bit of Khmer towers without arrow slit. Another time, that's exactly what I wanted to say. Should start where RiuT will be a pain in the ass when it comes to trade rating. Will be super active. RiuT only has 12 trade cards again, very late on that regard. Spring going for, oh god, why? Well, okay, everything pretty stable at the sides. And there's no answer to that at the moment. And Slam has only 18 trade cards and that won't get much higher. Are they throwing another game away by not looking at the trade? Oh, it looks like it. And oh god, I don't want to be in TeamSpeak with them. Oh god, yeah. Oh, and this takes so much time till units are coming over. Look at that. There's, oh god, yeah, now he's building a castle over here. And now sending, okay, finding some boya, but that's even too many boya. Killing the market. Oh god. This is so painful. So painful. Take a look, RiuT, if he just get out of the CA, this would be so bad. And he's even getting out with some. That's just a joke. Same time, Paladin Raid at the front. Spring sees it in time quite nicely how he clipped those. Really simultaneously, but it just went into the castle there. Quite a nice move, but they're dropping down quite heavily. They're losing a lot of control, and as you all know, Atacama, it's a lot about wood control in the end. Not sure if you should really go for the backwood at that point. I think going for the frontwood makes a bit more sense here. Okay, Elite Boya now going to the front. Let's take a look if they can maybe do the damage and return the favor. Kill a lot of markets here. Don't like that market by RiuT either. Maybe delete that one later. Yeah, now going for those trees. That makes a lot of sense. Spring, well, he shouldn't have problems with producing more. And oh, what a beautiful wall of it seems. RiuT, I did not see that. And yeah, that's a lot of Boyas losing a lot of HP there early on. Some of them even losing their lives. And yeah, that raid is significantly weaker now. What a beautiful, beautiful quick wall by Mr. Fire here. Same time, elephants now going to the front. Some halberdiers are around, running into castle, but elephants, yeah, they aren't really designed to kill trade. Okay, finally, trade cards are coming back, so pretty soon should have enough gold again. Oh, going for the team pyramid? Oh, not really. That's bad, man. Okay, Slam now pushing quite nicely. He is problem it. Still very low on trade, but well, Slav, if you are getting some gold in the back and you go for many halberdiers, that's something you can somewhat work with. So not the end of the world. At the end of the world could be another trade rate, and that's even a double trade rate at the moment. And we don't see the greatest reaction to that. And that's just the beauty of the Huns, of the Magyars. They play out just so similar. And well, heavy say in the trade is never a nice thing, and especially with Khmer and Slav who are so slow. Just having some SO in the back could really help out, or some castles or towers or whatever, but they need to protect their trade a bit better, because that is just too bad here, going down to only 50 trade cards. Yeah, RiuT and Fire aren't that high either, but they are kind of fine with it. Their trade is going constantly, and okay, trade cards now going over, and that's the big problem. They're all going to this one single market, and therefore all the trade cards are blocking each other. And RiuT must give the answer like, oh, they have 0 trade left. Well, actually, now the trade is just going over here. So yeah, we'll have to reverse that information to Fire for sure. Same time, Fire. I'm trying to push over here with Spring. They will probably tear down that castle. CA is just super annoying. Oh, maybe trying to go for the woodline. Maybe trying to help out and defend those traps. Like that. Another push. Ballista elephants, even more by Fire. Finally, Spring going on his Khmer army. Scorpions and Battle Elephants. If you can mash those up, will get super tough for the Magyar player to defend this. Then the runarounds have to start again. So defensive castles and a death ball is the real answer to, yeah, the strategy of RiuT here. Is that a death ball? Not really. So numbers way too small, losing some scorpions against the traps even. Not the greatest thing ever. Let's take a look. Okay, getting some of the bombard cannons here at the front. And why is he pulling back? Oh no! He could have snagged all those bombard cannons. What is he doing? And Oh, this is really a back and forth game, and yeah, telling story of force. Let's take a look. Oh, didn't get the wall in here. And again, there's no answer to that. I split some off, keep 10. Oh yeah, exactly what he should do. Beautiful job. I will snag so many trade cards again, and that's just Spring coming home. But is it really coming home? That's a question. Trade amount 70 to 60, so that's not the biggest difference, but that will be some dead trade cards again over and over, and they need. The problem is they don't have a lot of trade, and then invest into trade again. Just drains your gold more and more, and now even underreacting a bit, sending too few boyas. Let's take a look if the SO can get good shots off. Well, that was one solid shot for sure, but will it be enough? Slam at the moment with 11 trade cards only. Why is he not building like 5 more markets? Just look at Spring. That's how you do it. Spring clicking those back now. Goes in the middle, continues, and that's completely unanswered by Slam here. Oh, some heavy scorpions. Inverse pyramid. Not really, guys. Not really. I'm glad you're having a good time. Solid losses over here. And yeah, Spring now going, Slam going on to pop 130. We have Spring at 160, but the other Fire and RiuT aren't having the pop limit situation for them going as well. Let's take a look. Slam. This slash, what can they do? Can he get some good shots off? Does not look like it. Will get 1 CA, but loses 2 SO. The push continues over here. Why is Fire not going for any scorpions? He's so cool to be impressed. He knows it all. Well, not sure about that, but I know that another trade rate is coming in, and those towers are preventing, future walls against that quite nicely as well. And still no answer. They apparently don't have any stone at all, and this had to be a very frustrating game for Spring and Slam. They had the better civilization. They had a solid lead at one point. Slam didn't use his army at all. No rams, too few traps. Then Fire had a beautiful hold here. RiuT could stabilize, could go for all the raids in the world, and ended the game quite nicely. And this is the 4-1. And how they wasted this again. It was beautiful that RiuT went around the whole map, and even like is one castle enough there? Yeah, he kills like 2-3 CA. Those aren't the answers they need against Fire and RiuT here. Teddy! Ay, Slam! Did he even try? Oof. That was brutal. When he starts Slam with only 6k trade, I'd say he didn't try. Disappointing game there. But it is tough to play with the Slavs. They are very immobile. You need to have your one death ball, then slowly crawl forward. It is really not easy to play. We can all agree on that. And next one is Baltic Pit Civilization. Interesting one. What are the civilizations we want to see? Maybe Koreans, maybe Spanish. Some people are making an argument for Franks. Some people are making an argument for Goth. I believe Saracens aren't super bad. Malay could be funny as well. Yeah. The series wasn't great. Well, it's not over. It's a best of 9, so we're playing till someone has 5 wins. Do you think that in RM Slavs are top 3 TIF? No. If you're talking about Arabia 1v1, no. Hey guys, game number 6. We have Spring+Slam now in a very tough situation. They need to win the next 4 games if they want to continue in this tournament and get into the prize rank. And RiuT+F1re are looking pretty sharp to win the series and then face off against us. Will be interesting. We are jumping into game number 6. Match point number 1 over here. Let's take a look. We have Slam playing the Franks. We have RiuT playing the Saracens. And Spanish for Fire. On the other side we have Khmer for Spring. So Khmer Frank for the North Americans, and we have Spanish Saracens for the South Americans. Will be pretty interesting. Fire going for quite a bit of water control, something that is completely unimportant to Slam and Spring. And that's a lot of dead villagers here. Look at that. We have, well, only 2. So 4 villagers are still here, 2 villagers are going over here. Okay, that makes a bit more sense. I didn't see those 2. Nili so scared now? Somewhat. They are placing absolutely amazing. Top 6 team in the world. Best RMers. And, well, could get crazy. RiuT, he is struggling on land though. Or is he? Oh, Slam is taking too many fights. I think he should focus on raiding villagers, honestly. And that's what he's doing now because, well, his army is eventually getting cleared up. That's pretty clear. Uh-oh, and Spring is pushing over here as well. This is quite some raiding they're doing on land. Luckily for the Brazilians, they still have some ship around to do quite a bit of damage, but Slam and Spring are ignoring that completely. Let's take a look how Fire will be able to defend this. That's not a lot of elephants, but they're already very close against all the Harbordays here. It feels like RiuT will stabilize though with the Saracens. Castle now up for Slam, and that was again too few Harbordays if you ask me. Look at that. He built 6 stables and then only 2 barracks. That's too little, and going for the market isn't the greatest thing ever with Franks either, because you don't have guilds. RiuT now snacking some paladins for himself. That's just quite some damage, and that really helped out as well there. Oh, RiuT now feels so confident that he can even help out Fire. Just remember, Spanish also in the end have the better trade and some Kellan galleons, so he is controlling this area quite nicely. Spring with his scorpions cannot really get over there, so it's only elephants without any support. And obviously that can get countered by Harbordeers and camels quite reasonably well. This got completely denied as well. I can see at least 5 dead villagers around here, and Spring's aggression kind of stopped. At the same time, Frank galleons now against Saracen galleons. I have seen better ideas. But Slam is now a deadly land force. 100 military for him, at 70 for RiuT. Let's take a look how this engagement goes. I think a lot of cannon galleons actually died here. Well, and some going to the front, so that's not the greatest thing ever. Sending his camels back now to clear those elephants. Now Mamelukes are out, and this is getting more and more tricky for Slam. Trying to re-engage this. It's to get more castles up out here, I think, and maybe even some more traps. Maybe some fast fires could have helped out as well. At the same time, Spring is completely ignoring water. Maybe trying to go for a reload now. And again, I think he's doing this on purpose, just to mess with me. Okay, elephants now running around. Are they really getting good engagements? Not really. And Mameluke's now so strong against Slam. RiuT and Fire, I believe with those civilizations are looking a bit better. The only option they have is that Spring will somehow get some villagers over. Why is he not having 3-4 siege workshops over here? That could really help him out. Spanish have Inquisition? Naturally, yes. So yeah, mixing in some monks. Could help out. Kellan guys now doing quite some damage here as well, and Slam in quite some trouble. But finally they could clear up that water, that could help Spring so much. And why is he building a mining camp here? You need to have castles, siege workshops, control the corner, prevent them from ever getting trade up. And he's trying to get that gold? That's just ridiculous. Uh-oh, this could be a doubt castle. Let's take a look. But Fire's not going for it. Okay, so he needs to clear it up a bit later. Beautiful, beautiful job here. Clearing that up. And Slam, what can he really do now? Population isn't looking too poorly for Cyber Sisters, but honestly, Franks at this phase of the game shouldn't really do much. Maybe switch over to the right hand side a bit. Have a bit against Halberdiers. Maybe sling a bit. The Khmer. He can still do quite a bit against the Spanish, obviously. But RiuT is again going for his trade raid. And this looks close though. So Slam, quite a nice job over here. But that would have been open maybe, I'm not 100% sure. Now moving forward with more elite cannon guns, big engagement on the water coming up. And well, Slam is completely trapped. Will face a lot of fast fires in the front, doesn't have any demos around, and galleons with longer range could help out here as well. Now we see some galleons want to be sent a bit further to the front. Mameluke's doing a reasonable job against the Halberdiers. Not as good as they used to, but still quite reasonably well for sure. Okay, Fire and RiuT are now clearing up this top side. And finally they can maybe start the trade. RiuT is waiting for that for quite some time now. Just feels they're in such a good spot. And well, let's think about some cannon galleons over here. This should be very, very good for the tyrants here. Has only to help out in that fight. Okay, doing quite a reasonable job now. Slam, what can he really do? I think he needs to mass some Halberdiers, but they obviously are getting shredded from the galleons then. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, RiuT actually over patrolling there a bit, or not really patrolling, just the right move to the teams. And finally, we have those castles up. Fire going for some keeps, trying to defend this area. And yeah, elephants are getting shredded as well. So we are in a stable position that everyone is controlling 4 corners, or actually everyone is controlling 2 corners. Every team is controlling 2 corners for the very first time. Trying to get some defensive castles up to prevent that raid from starting, but this does look very beautiful here for RiuT. He's building up quite nicely as well. Sending some army over at the right hand side, sending some army where the trade is coming through here, and that will be a lot of losses again. At the moment only 18 trade cards to a solid 70 before the raid started, but that will be some losses again, and that seems to be one of the stories of this whole series, that RiuT or Fire are just running into the trade over and over again, and Slam and Spring not really prepared for it, and then losing quite a bit. And obviously those markets. Oh yeah, they're getting worse and worse. Oh god. Citizens and Halberdiers now together. And to get some kills against those elephants. Trying to right click that castle is Mr. Spring, but villagers are coming over to repair it and he needs to retreat now. And yeah, maybe just focus a lot on water could be an option now for RiuT and Fire, but well, focusing on land could win it for them as well. Saracens against Franks, that's just not really a fair thing. Info comments don't really work. Slam can't fight this? Yeah, absolutely not. Bombard cannon, halberdier, maybe some scorpion, but that's just horrible. Can never really engage against Mamluk, so he should just roll you over and over again. Markets would trigger Viper as well. Yeah, should trigger everyone who loves the game and efficiency, but oh. Why? Still camels around, or are those the new trade rate? I'm not 100% sure. They are going down to 40 trade now as well, and this push will not be answered by Slam. They are in a lot of trouble. Pop 80 for him. RiuT, I pop 200. Castle after castle. Traps are around as well. They are blocking so much of the gold stone. Defensive castle is something Slam is trying to finish over here, but that will just not even happen. Still blocked for such a long time. As all around in that castle is unanswered as well. This has to be GG. 5-1 will be the finish, or the score in the end. Another raid into the trade even, and this is completely unstoppable. The civilizations, he needed to make a lot of damage early on, and I believe Slam took just a bit too many fights. Maybe should have focused a bit more on villagers, then add halberdiers, and then do the pressure. Something that you can maybe see me playing against TaToH there on the Golden Crater in our series, but yeah. Couldn't achieve that. Ring though, trying to return the favor in the top here, and X coming around. How did Fire not see that at all? But Slam just says it doesn't really matter, and it is the 5-1. That means we will have Fire and RiuT battling it out against Rubenstock, me, the coach, and Ruby. Will be an interesting series. Will be another best of 9, I believe, and yeah, that's going to be interesting. I will take a look at the brackets. We'll take a look at the the settings as well, and then we'll wrap it up. Okay, so it will be RiuT having the most kills against Slam there. Yeah, not much you can do with all those civilization problems. And yeah, maybe outpicked there.